Oh, squishy, do it again.
Yo, what's that word? Shit down a little bit. Turn everything down. Okay. What's up? What's good? Welcome to the morning hit with your boy Squish Arcana. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for joining me this morning. Get everything you need, your essentials. You know what I'm saying? Your medicinal needs right now. As you can see, I'm in the middle of rolling J number 2. If I don't drop the paper, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So that's always a good thing. Hope everyone's well this morning. Woke up on the right side of the bed. I kind of didn't at first, but that's okay. Minor hiccups, right? Minor hiccups. But nonetheless, we're here, and we're going to be talking about something a tad interesting. It's something that I thought about while I was at work yesterday. It was definitely something that I thought needed to be brought up because it's like, just keep it funky with y'all. It was basically this. Okay. How are you going to say you love your significant other, right? But at the same time, you basically keeping secret lies from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell them I was here type time. Like, you know what I mean? That type of shit. But it's like, how do you differentiate between those little white lies that like, oh, it's for my birthday, but versus those lies that were like, it actually can ruin something or hurt something or make someone look at you and view you different or question your character type situation. So that's what we're going to get into today. Just those areas where, like, when could it be okay to tell a little small lie? When is it not okay? Is it all just not okay? Just what's the whole shebang? And that's what we're going to be talking about this morning. And just from secrets in relationships to casino lies and trust tests, psychology of withholding info, trust versus transparency, and just men versus women. All in all, then a social cover up phenomenon. Red flags of privacy, secrets that build or break, and do we really know each other? So those are the topics we want to cover this morning. And the sad part about it is, here's the thing. Studies show that 60 to 80% of people admit to keeping some secrets from their partner. That's a big number, but not all secrets are bad. Sometimes it's just to avoid conflict or even to surprise your partner with a gift. So the question is, are all secrets toxic or are some just a part of being human? And honestly, I feel like some of it is depending on the human. You know what I mean? Like, it's really depending on the human. This fly is bugging my nerve, y'all. He just will not leave me alone. But especially while I'm trying to fucking do this dab real quick and put that in my J, my sailboat. You know? Not a lot, just a little. Well, no, it's just, I mean, what do y'all feel about that? Honestly, like the fact that 60 to 80% of people admit hiding secrets from their partner. Like, what do y'all feel about that? Is it okay for you to, well, okay, we're going to be real. Now, the birthday surprise thing, because I am a big behind the couch, as my wife calls it, person. I'm always trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So I'm not tardy to the party, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I realize that at some points it pisses her off that I'm always trying to figure out what's going on and I won't let her surprise me. So I realize that. And that in turn too can, be a downfall of not being able to be surprised or allow yourself that time to be surprised or that element of surprise, Like sometimes good things await in a surprise, but I think it depends on the person's mindset and also kind of their past as well. Because I know a lot of my trust issues come from my past and things I've been through and seen, and sometimes that shapes the way we view something that shouldn't even be on that type of level. Like you shouldn't always think that like, damn, my spouse is cheating on me because from like a little lie. But sometimes it gets that drastic with little lies because it's like you never know how little or how big they are. Like, oh, it might have been little this time, but then the next situation might be bigger. Like example, secret spending, private bank accounts, sneaky food runs, even though sneaky food runs are understandable, especially, well, not understandable, but a little bit more understandable due to the fact that if you're on a diet, someone's holding you accountable. I understand that. Like, sometimes it's hard to be accountable for certain situations, Like, it's hard to be accountable for your weight loss goals or your fitness journey or whatever you may be on. But I know it's not the easiest thing to deal with. So I can understand it in that, right? Like, because you're scared of what may be said or the disappointment of your partner or whatever the case may be. Like it could factor into a lot of stuff. So that's why I would like to make sure that I point out, like, yeah, secrets like a private spending account from your partner, yeah, that's bad, bro. Like, that's definitely bad. But, like, a food run, I still think you should be honest, but I don't think that's as bad as the other end of the spectrum, you know? And I guess as married people or as couples in general, we have to start realizing that not all secrets are betrayal. And I'm talking to myself when I say that too. Because it's like not everyone's here to muck over you. Not everybody's here to make your life a living hell. You have those that do and will, and then just like you have those that do and will fuck up your life, you have those who do and will come in and try to make it something beautiful. So you gotta know the difference. I guess, have their discernment as far as secrets and relationships goes. Like, I mean, I don't see no other way for you to really do it, honestly. Just kind of have your discernment and go with your gut feeling. Because, I mean, a lot of times, like, I feel like you can't ruin a good thing by having that mindset, but then also you don't want to get played to the left either. So I understand the conundrum that people could be in. All right. Now let's get into casino lies and trust tests. Do you ever notice how people will lie for somebody else's benefit? That's called a prosocial lie. Social psychology research proves it's common, especially with friends and family. So when someone says, no, you weren't there, it feels small, but really it's a test of how much trust we place in those around us. And that is so like, and that's exactly what happened. Like, lady called, oh, it's ooh here. Okay. So I give the phone to woo. You know what I mean? And once we was like, oh yeah, don't tell my husband I was there. It's like they can't anyway, but it's like I think the lady knows that after being there X amount of years that we can't put out none of y'all information in that place. And if we do, we're gonna get fucking trouble because that's like a breach, like damn near, or like your personal information can't leave there. Right? You can't confirm or deny anything with that shit. So it was like the fact that you actually did that. So you look for a pro-social lie in a casino. And it's not the first time I've seen it. I've seen that plenty of times. Like, dude called up there. No, I'm not there, dude. Worrying like a motherfucker thinks something happened to his wife. She, the whole time she in that bitch gambling. And his money at that. Like, that's the crazy part about it. It's dude's money. But yet, you know, it still happens. Like, as a man, like, how would that make you feel? Like, you think you sending money home to pay bills and shit, but really it's going to the casino. Also, is that grounds for divorce? Not being financially and fiscally responsible. Who knows? Okay. Example, friends come for someone at the casino telling your mom you're studying when you're at the club. Pro-social lies have been around for a very long time, even in our shows. Even in our shows, they're pro-social lies. Like the whole girl who friends tell, oh yeah, she's sleeping at my house when she's really not. She's at somewhere else. Or with some dude, and then all that shit gets backed up and fucked up, and now everybody got to tell the truth anyway. Yes, it does test trust. That's the point. It does test trust because it's like pro-social lies may seem innocent, but really they just chip away at the foundation that y'all really have personally. And I don't think people think about that slow chip away game because that shit is really crucial. And once you chip away so much, it's nothing. Your foundation is fucked. You know what I'm saying? Are they protecting peace or hiding something bigger? See, that's what the conundrum I feel like it is. Are they protecting peace or are they hiding something bigger? Because it's like that thought does run in your head to the point to where it's like, damn, well, if you lied to me about this little bit of shit, then what big shit have you lied about? You know what I'm saying? What really makes you think of that situation like that and think that it's okay? But then even if it's a situation that's okay, it's just the fact of being lied to, period, small or big, I think. Okay. Next up, we have the psychology of withholding info. Believe it or not, our brains process honesty and deception in overlapping areas. That means sometimes hiding something is instinct, not betrayal. People don't always lie to hurt their partner. They lie to protect themselves from judgment, which I was saying earlier. As far as like being on a fitness or weight loss journey and someone's holding you accountable for that. So that would make you feel like they're going to judge you if you eat this ding ding ho-ho or whatever the case may be. Or just bad foods in general. So I feel like that. I don't know what that's about. Oh, something that one, but yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, but they say, believe it or not, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. That really is throwing me off a little bit. Like, why are you randomly honking your horn at like 9 o'clock in the morning? Or just go to the door like a normal person. Yeah, I don't know what that is, and I don't have a text, so yeah. But back to what I was saying. The psychology of withholding info. People don't always lie to hurt their partner. They lie to protect themselves from judgment, which I was stating earlier. Like I said, like for example, weight loss journey, you don't want to be judged for eating ice cream bar or something like that. But that does make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like people do things out of fear of judgment, so we can't act like that's not true. And now, before we get all defensive, let's look at the facts. You know what I'm saying? It the lies, you know what I'm saying, don't always mean some kind of big thing. That doesn't always mean cheating or something wild. It could just be avoiding conflict, embarrassment, or trying to protect someone's feelings. But even in that right, are you still right for lying to someone? Even if protect their feelings, avoid embarrassment, conflict, are we right to take that away from a person? To be able to avoid conflict, avoid that conflict, to have that embarrassment or to have those feelings instead of protecting them? Are they sometimes necessary to have or are they not? And that's kind of the conundrum I feel like everything runs in. Now, here's where it goes deep. Scientists found that lying and honesty actually light up the same areas of the brain. That means sometimes withholding information isn't about hurting the relationship, it's an instinct like self protection. Well, just like I feel like you have defense mechanisms, to protect your heart, feel like it runs the same way with this as far as lies go and being trustworthy in a relationship and those things like that. Honestly. But like now this is where it kind of gets funny. Now here's the real debate. Trust versus transparency. Is full honesty always necessary? Research says no. Too much transparency can actually harm intimacy. Selective honesty done right can keep peace and still build trust. The balance is what matters. And I could rock with that too. Now, would I say is full honesty always necessary? I would say yes, but that's just the kind of person I am. But also, you miss out on a lot of good things being that type of person too. I feel like you don't get the fun ass surprises and shit because you're always behind the couch. You know what I'm saying? You're always speaking. You're always expecting something to happen or somebody to do some fuck shit. So it's kind of hard to sneak up on somebody that's always expecting. Okay, the psychology of withholding info already did that. Truth versus transparency. Well, let me run into this one little situation first. Fact: honesty and deception light up the same brain regions, which we discussed. Lying is often subconscious self-protection. Like, for example, partner says, "I'm fine," when they're not. Small withholding to dodge judgment or conflict about emotional issues or emotional attachment to certain things that they may not feel is important to the partner. Now, back to this trust and transparency situation. Too much transparency can harm intimacy. Yeah, I still feel like that is kind of hit and miss, and it depends on the person. And it's like stated earlier. balance. The balance of it, and I think is what really makes it harmonious if it can ever be that. Selective honesty can actually build trust. Examples like not telling your partner their haircut looks terrible or admitting every single minor temptation. It's like, as much as women, I feel like, say they want the truth all the time, it's some of those like, hey, I'll fuck shit out that bitch right there. I don't think you want to hear that. Or like, you know what, I'll probably motorboat her tits. I don't think you want to hear that. So I think that's where the not telling your partner certain shit, that selective honesty comes in. Like, some things I think I should keep to myself because if I do say it out loud, I'm probably gonna get hit for it. So, yes, we're drinking out the Bluey mug today. My dad is awesome. Shout out to my cupcakes. Thank y'all for that. But in this regard, trust versus transparency, the point is balance is greater than brutal honesty. Like, yeah, we have to be cognizant of what we say to our partners, what we do, things like that. But the balance of those small lies or to protect, just use it wisely. Personally, that's all I would say. Like, yeah, you may not be wanting to hurt your partner, but the fact that you lied might hurt them anyway. No matter how big or small, you know what I'm saying? So always keep that in mind. Like, sometimes it's instinct, not malice. Sometimes it's their personal instincts due to trauma and damage and being broken in some places. So you have to keep that in mind. And also balances, like I said, balance is greater than brutal honesty at times. The balance of doing it right. That's what you have to figure out. That's what the key, key situation, selective honesty. Like, you got to find that balance. And it may be hard, but I think it's obtainable. So that's just me. Men versus women, secrets edition. Women tend to keep relational/emotional secrets. Men hide independence or ego related things. Example, woman, I didn't tell him I still text my ex, but it's harmless. Which is something, yes, I've experienced before in my life. Yes. Even though knowing that somebody's gonna feel away by you still texting your ex, but it's harmless to you, but to that guy, it's more likely not harmless. He's more likely trying to pursue you and woo you. So, is it really harmless in that regard, or you just want to make it harmless because you don't want to have that initial conflict, you know? And for the man, I didn't tell her I got a speeding ticket. I handled it myself. Like, I think for the man in this regard, you don't want your wife to judge you as far as doing some stupid shit, which we probably get in trouble for a lot. And we are known for doing shit just for the fuck of it, not having a rhyme or reason. So, yeah, I definitely understand both examples. Like, the woman's point of view is more emotional or relationship based. Man is just like his ego of, of don't want to get his pride hurt by getting his wife fussing at him because of a speeding ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think ours are usually like, yeah, I got three. Well, I mean, it can be sometimes nigga be having like 4, 5 bitches on the side and shit. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I didn't tell her I slept with a girl last night, but you took your ass home though. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of shit. So different social pressures equal different secrecy styles. So what are your social pressures that y'all face? Tell me in the comments. And what are your secrecy styles? put that in the comments too. You know what I mean? Like, ultimately, that's what I would like to know about a lot of people. Like, what are the secrecy styles? You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly what are they? What are the social pressures that we face? And sometimes I think it's like when a girl likes a guy, but he don't fit the family dynamic. So you kind of still talk to that other dude because it appeases your family versus the guy you actually give a fuck about until you're really ready to actually find your balance of which one matters more. So, I mean, hey, that's kind of up to you to figure out, you know? Neither one is necessarily worse. It's just different strategies shaped by social norms. And I feel like that's where we fuck up at. We have social norms. Like the things we expect women to do, the things we expect men to do. Like y'all, so probably some women expect their man to be like, no, I didn't fall off the roof, honey, type shit. And it'd be like, the wife would be like, no, I didn't know spend $1,000 at the mall on, you know what I'm saying, Fabergé eggs or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the social norms are what shapes whatever sometimes you lie about because it's like a man losing his job and not telling his wife right off. You know what I'm saying? That's ego and pride at its finest. But that would be something that a man wouldn't want his wife knowing is like financial struggles, probably. You know? We'll get into this next one and see what it's, I guess, what's the real danger? The real danger is not the one off secret. It's when those little lies pile up. Studies show that minor secrets don't destroy relationships, but once it becomes a pattern, trust slowly erodes. So, from what I'm getting from this, is you gotta at some point tell the truth still. Like I don't know, maybe that's just me, but small secrets can seem harmless, but accumulate too much and trust erodes. It's all about intent and pattern. I don't know if y'all feel that way, but I kind of do. You know what I'm saying? Like long, longitudinal studies show minor secrets usually don't hurt relationship unless they accumulate in patterns of deception. And that comes from Evangelisti and Coughlin, 1997. Secrets can both protect the intimacy or slowly erode trust depending on frequency and intent. And I'm kind of experiencing that right now. It's like it wasn't a whole bunch of big lies. It was like a whole bunch of small lies that kind of accumulated over time. And then in turn, by them accumulating over time, it chipped away at how I felt because I knew they were lies. And whether they were big or small, like my heart didn't take them no different. So it just made me look at that person a little different, kind of side eyed and funny. You know what I mean? Also, I want to throw this out there. The American Psychology Association notes that secrecy becomes concerning when it consistently prevents open communication or involves harmful behaviors. Really meaning context matters. Okay, the privacy isn't a red flag, but persistent concealment might be. Another situation that I've noticed myself, like with somebody that I was, dealing with back in the gap, like that concealment, that like blocked off this, but you can't really put your finger on it why. You know what I'm saying? And I think we don't think about that as partners from time to time, like that partners may already know the shit that we're trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like that you already telling a lie, and when they do, you don't know how that eventually or effectively makes them feel in the end. Finally, I'm just gonna ask this big question: do we really know each other? Research says partners often overestimate how much they know about each other's private thoughts and habits. Maybe total knowledge isn't even possible, and maybe that's okay. A little mystery can actually be healthy. So, couples on game shows who fail, who knows their partner better questions, for example. Wait, you ate sushi? We've been married 10 years. But I feel like also you should always, like me and my wife, we think about it like this. You always are learning one another. You're always trying to figure each other out. You're always trying to make the situation better. So it's like, I don't think you'll ever stop learning your partner if you're doing marriage right. You're always going to figure out something new, unique about that person if you're studying your partner and trying to learn them in a way. Full knowledge may be impossible. Some mystery equals healthy. I feel like that too. You leave some mystery, some to the imagination, even after so many years of being together. But also, you don't want it to be too mysterious to where like the person kind of dwindles their trust for you. You know what I'm saying? Or your trust dwindles for them, shall I say? And I really don't. I don't know. Let me know if y'all ever went through this, or this has ever been an issue for you. Because I don't think I really. Yeah, I've always cared about that type of shit, so I can't even hold. Like, I ain't gonna lie like that. I think I've always cared. Big or small, I want to know it all. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I want. But that's just me personally. I ain't saying be like that or nothing. I ain't advocating for it, but let me see. Am I missing anything? All right. Now the real question is this: is it okay to keep small secrets in a relationship if it keeps the peace, or should honesty be 100% no matter what? Drop your thoughts in the chat because I know some of y'all got stories about cover ups you either done or had done for you. And just let's hear them. Drop those in the chat for me, man. This was the morning episode of The Morning Hit. Um, are small secrets in relationship harmless, or do they always point to something deeper? And second, would you rather know everything, or do you think some mystery keeps love alive? Y'all let me know. This has been The Morning Hit. Till next time, peace and hair grease, motherfuckers.